Do you know that the people who take risks aren't actually fearless? They just know what staying the same will cost them. And once you understand that, taking the risk becomes the safest thing you can do. Let me explain. Some people wake up one day and realize that the life they're living is too small for who they're becoming. These are the people who take risks, not because they want danger, not because they're reckless, not because they're trying to prove anything, but because comfort quietly becomes the biggest threat in their life. Risk takers don't start as superheroes. They start as people who are tired of predicting every day before it happens, tired of seeing their potential in their imagination, but not in their reality. So they make a decision that most people never make. They bet on themselves. And I want you to pay attention to that phrase, because that's all risk really is, a self-bet. There are three types of risk takers. One, the quiet leaper. They don't announce anything. They don't post motivational quotes. They don't tell people, watch what I'm about to do. They just start. They take a small step that looks meaningless to everyone else, but it's everything to them. They register the business. They start the court. They save the first $20. They move to a new city with nothing but determination. Nobody sees the courage it took, but years later, everyone sees the results and calls it luck. 2, the calculated rebel. This person has been living their life by the rules until one day they realize the rules never worked for them. So they break the pattern. They stop choosing the safe job that drains them. They stop pretending stability is more important than meaning. They stop following a path just because it's familiar. People call them crazy until their gamble pays off. And it usually does, because rebels are not impulsive. They're honest. They finally do what they should have done years ago. 3, the vision holder. These people take risks because they see something others can't. You'll know one when you meet them. Their ideas don't fit inside sentences. Their dreams don't fit inside rooms. And their goals don't fit inside other people's expectations. They fail publicly. They fail loudly. They fail repeatedly. But every failure sharpens the vision. The same people laughing at them become the same people saying, I always knew you'd make it. And they smile because they know that's a lie. The truth about risk. What people forget is this. Risk has a price, but so does staying where you are. Playing it safe costs you opportunity. Hesitation costs you time. Comfort costs you growth. And fear costs you the life you were meant to live. You're going to pay regardless. The only question is, what are you buying with your fear? A smaller life or a bigger one? Most people underestimate what they're capable of. Risk takers underestimate nothing. They look at their potential and think, why not? And that why not changes everything. Here's the part people don't talk about. Risk takers spend a lot of time alone, not because they want to be, but because not everyone can understand decisions made from intuition instead of fear. When you take risks, you outgrow people. You outgrow old identities. You outgrow versions of yourself you once thought were permanent. That's the price of evolution. Some people move with you, most don't. And that's okay. The life you're building will introduce you to people who speak the same language of courage. Eventually, after all the doubt, all the nights questioning the decision, all the internal negotiations, you wake up and realize the risk worked. Not because it was easy, but because you refused to fold. The moment every risk taker knows is the moment they look back and say, if I didn't take that step, I wouldn't be here. And that realization stays with them forever. So here's the real question. What's the risk you already know you need to take? Not the one that sounds impressive, not the one other people want from you, the one that scares you in a way that feels like truth, because that one, that's the doorway. And on the other side of that doorway is the version of you that your current life is too small to hold. You don't need to be ready. You just need to be willing. And risk takers? They're not fearless. They're just tired of living a life that doesn't match who they know they could be. And if you want more deep dives into the psychology of why we feel the way we do, make sure you subscribe to Still Human. We're here to make sense of the beautiful, messy complexity of being human.